Milwaukee County Sheriff David Clarke is now the defendant in a lawsuit alleging he unlawfully detained a man after a flight from Dallas to Milwaukee. Dan Black claims that Clarke confronted him on the flight and asked if he had a problem, but the two allegedly had no further interaction during the flight. Once the flight arrived in Milwaukee, Black alleges that Clarke and several deputies interrogated him and threatened to arrest him. Clarke says there was much more to the story. Following the airport incident, Black filed a complaint with Milwaukee County about Sheriff Clarke alleging misconduct. Black says following the complaint, Sheriff Clarke responded by threatening him on social media with this post and an offensive meme. Sheriff Clarke's office wrote on Facebook that next time he or anyone else pulls a stunt on a plane, they may get knocked out. The sheriff said he does not have to wait for some goof to assault him. He reserved the reasonable right to preempt a possible assault. The lawsuit filed Thursday alleges that Sheriff Clarke published statements to give false impression of what occurred on the airplane to damage Black's reputation. Furthermore, Black also alleges Sheriff Clarke also published statements to incite violent verbal assaults against Black, which has happened. Thank you for tuning into the Mad Rapper Show. I'm your host, the Mad Rapper. I was going to issue a disclaimer on this video, tell you guys that if you can't deal with cuss words or racial slurs, or me just being mean to someone and bullying the fuck out of somebody, that you may not want to watch this. I decided that maybe I was taking the wrong approach. Maybe the way that I was going to report on this was the wrong way. I want to call this dude a lot of names. And if you're unsure who I'm talking about, Sheriff Clarke. Because for the last year and a half, what I've witnessed from him is just like, you know, my dad passed away in 2012, but my whole life, my dad told me about black people like Sheriff Clarke. About black people that will be used by white people to talk shit about black people. Because it's easier when a white person is a bigot for them to have that one black friend that will come in and vouch. They'll vouch for how bad his people are. They'll make fun of us. Let's call Sheriff Clarke in here to tell this racist joke. That way I don't look too racist. So I seen for a year and a half, this black man frown his fucking face up and get on national TV. And when they asked him about people getting shot by cops, and when they asked him about what he felt about Black Lives Matter and the horrible things that was happening to us, he frowned his face up and he said we was thugs. He basically didn't help us at all. And then when Trump was running, he was in the campaign with Trump, helping Trump to win the presidency. And I mean, it's like this motherfucker is from Krypton and he is super coon. It's like he should be like in a cape right now with an S and a C on it. That's how I feel about this dude. Like, I remember watching the news, and I promised myself I wouldn't go there, but I remember watching the news so many times and having some kind of hope inside of me that this black man who was a sheriff would speak out and and not be so negative about his people. Just hoping. But countless times he called us thugs, man. And I could easily disassociate myself and say, well, 'cause I live near the hood. I witness thug shit every day. Every day. But I could easily sit back and be like, yo, well, I'm not burning up stuff. I'm not rioting. He ain't talking about me. But it's still really, really hurtful for somebody to be like that without a thought. Just shutting down shit. People say, well, this officer shot him when he was running away. He was a thug. What? And I'm just paraphrasing. I mean, this guy was not cool. So allegedly, he gets on a plane. A white guy, ironically, Mr. Black, asked him if he was, you know, Sheriff Clarke. Sheriff Clarke said yes. And the white guy shook his head at him. Like, that to me is pretty like, I don't think, I'm the mad rapper, you know, and I on the show and shit, I'm pretty crunk. Like, I give no fucks. But in real life, I show people a certain type of respect. Like, you have to actually do some fuckery in my face for me to roast the fuck out of you in the world. You know, I'm not gonna look at Sheriff Clarke and first thought, I probably ain't gonna ask him if that's him. I'm probably not gonna look at him at all. If, you know what I'm saying, I'm probably gonna see him, you know, if I seen him and just be in disgust that this nigga's on the plane with me. Because with the way he act, we might fucking wreck in this bitch out of karma. That nigga, you know, you wanna see babies and old people on the plane. That way you know you won't crash. You don't wanna see asshole motherfuckers on the plane with you. So I probably would have been like, dude, are you kidding me? No. But the guy shook his head, and I mean, I could totally understand him shaking his head. He was shaking his head for countless black people that probably shook their head at their TV at this motherfucker. But evidently he didn't like that shit. So I guess he called it in, and when they got to Milwaukee, him and his goons accosted this man. And then they went further, and that meme where they call him Snowflake and all that shit. What kind of locker room do y'all motherfuckers think y'all in? Y'all are the police. Dude, this is not only a message for Mr. Clarke, for Sheriff Clarke. This is a message for all y'all coon ass niggas. Don't get it twisted. Don't be a puppet for the man and fool yourself on who the fuck you is, man. Don't get it twisted. See, sometimes we can think, you know, we can get it twisted and think we a certain way because people fool us into thinking that. And then we go out in the world and fuck up. And then really quickly the world reminds you, whoa, 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 nigga. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So now he gonna be making it rain for Mr. Black. You know, they said that stupid shit that this office wrote, talking about if anybody does this on a plane, they gonna get knocked out. Man, who the fuck do y'all think y'all are? Y'all the police. Y'all got it twisted, man. They got fooled by the establishment. This is real shit. That's why I'm so adamant about this. This is called niggas getting fooled by the establishment. And when I say niggas, I ain't just saying niggas like black people. I don't know who the deputies or who typed that shit up. I don't know if they was white or black, whatever. Don't fucking matter. Them niggas are niggas. Because they did some nigga shit. They tried to punk somebody who did the exact thing that he should have did, and they should have known his ass was gonna do. Because if they had known anything about the world in real life, they would have known you don't fucking go punking random white people. You can get fucking sued. And I hope he sue him and the whole police station. Shit, sue the city of Milwaukee for what he done. And see who come to pull this nigga out the fire. He gonna be making it rain. But I'm sure that since you put your neck out for the establishment will help you. I'm sure President Trump will lend you a helping hand, help you pay. You know, I'm sure. I'm being fucking sarcastic, okay? I'm being fucking sarcastic. I very much doubt this nigga's gonna get any help. I very much doubt that any of these news stations are gonna even hit his ass up so he can throw us under the bus more. This is probably the last time we heard about this motherfucker. But let this be a lesson to you guys, man. Don't get fooled, man. A lot of this shit happens. And I've been very quiet. I've been very quiet when it comes to like racial issues because I am by no means a bigot. I'm by no means a militant black man. I'm really, to be honest with you, I am too big of a black dude to be walking around here angry and shit. I am too big of a black dude to be walking around here pissed off at the white man. So I don't act like this. But when I see one of my fellow brothers that has did some atrocious shit to us, just verbally, really, you know what I hate? And this is gonna be my closing statement on this. I hate when I'm going through the channels or when I'm looking at the internet and see a news, video about some news, and I see that token dude on like Fox News. There's always a token dude or a woman who's black, and they always throw us under the bus. And it's just like, dude, what do you guys do when y'all get home? Like, seriously, what do you do? How can you live with yourself knowing that the same plight that we came from, you came from, and then you feel comfortable sitting up here looking into the camera and saying these atrocious things about your people? Even if people are acting out, what are you doing to help? You know, when Clarke was saying all that shit about us being thugs, saying Black Lives Matters isn't thugs and shit, what was he doing to help the black people? I don't remember seeing shit about him going to help. Did he go to fucking Chicago and do anything? What is he doing to help the black people in his own city? Oh wait, is he doing anything other than being a fucking popo? I'm getting too angry, y'all. It's just, it comes a time when you get tired of sitting on the fence, kicking your legs and shit. I love all my subscribers, and I appreciate all the help I get. Some of you guys have been with me for a long, long time. Some of you guys are here y'all want me to just make videos about music and critique people's whack raps and shit. And I know that I love that too, y'all. But it comes a time when you got to stand up and be like, yo, maybe my voice needs to be used in a different way. Maybe I need to report on a lot more than I have been. Maybe the funny bullshit that I've made in the past, is not a good part of my legacy. Maybe this type of shit is when I need to open my mouth. Maybe I need to open my mouth about real issues instead of just playing around with niggas' whack mixtapes and shit. So that's why, I went to make this video. And I'm sure that a lot of people have mixed feelings about what I've said in this video. I never really apologize for how I feel, but I'm just keeping it real, man. This whole ordeal for the past year of race relations in the United States has fucked with my head. It's made me feel so angry, and not only the oppressors, but at some of us too. It's made me pissed. And I think that, this is karma for this idiot, this fucking hooligan ass motherfucker, portraying himself as a police, accosting people because they handed him. That's what you get, Sheriff Clarke. Nigga, get ready to pay. Get ready to pay. I'm the mad rapper, I speak the truth, I let it flow. If you got an opinion, comment below and let me know. If you like, please hit subscribe and tell all your friends about the Mad Rapper Show.